Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. We missed you guys. It's been a few weeks since our last podcast, but we have a few things that we want to just kind of pass along to why we kind of missed the last episode.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Her fault.
Yeah. I've been having some medical stuff happen. So I haven't really been with it lately.
Yeah. Like, she was, like, really out of it because for her condition, which we'll go into in a little bit, she had to be put under, like, anesthesia. So it took her a few days to recover, and that kind of just took up, like, the whole weekend. So it really kind of impacted the amount of things that we could do.
Yeah. So it was my fault. Sorry.
That is unacceptable. How dare you?
It's not my fault. It's my genes.
Yeah. I mean, some things you just can't foresee, and then you just kind of have to roll with it.
Yeah. So, I've been not feeling so great lately, and I was getting a lot of pain in my sternum, which is like right underneath your rib cage. And I kind of felt pain like that before because I've had to have my gallbladder removed. And I thought it was like the same, but I was like, I don't have a gallbladder, so why is it hurting again?
The thing is, too, that the more you researched the, like, pain that you were feeling, there was, like, some people saying that even when they had their gallbladder removed, like, they leave, like, a little section of it in still, and you're like, I hope they didn't leave it in there.
Yeah, because I ended up going to my primary, and there's, like, a practice or whatever, so, like, it wasn't my actual doctor, it was, like, a different doctor in the practice, because it was, like, after hours, and he even said, like, yeah, depending on the surgeon, they can leave part of your gallbladder in there, and I was like, what?
No.
Why would they do that? But that's not what it ended up being.
Yeah, which is both good and bad.
Yeah. WebMD is, like, not great because, like, everything's like, you have cancer, or just, like, that area of discomfort could be so many things. It could be your esophagus, it could be your stomach, it could be your intestines, like your colon, your liver, your kidney, whatever. Like, there's so many things, and I was totally panicking, and I didn't know what it was, and a lot of people were, especially, like, my family, are like, you're just stressed out, like, just calm down, it's nothing, or whatever. And I was really hoping that I was just being neurotic and it was nothing, but it ended up being something I've never heard of.
Me either. Like, I did not even know, like, this was, like, physically possible.
Yeah, I did not know this was a thing. Digestive stuff runs in my family. Like, a lot of people in my family have digestive disorders and issues and stuff like that. So it's not like I was surprised, and I've had issues myself, like the gallbladder I've had before, obviously, and then just a lot of other things, like just in my digestive system don't work properly. But I ended up getting diagnosed with something called a hiatal hernia, which, if you haven't heard of before, basically your stomach breaks through the diaphragm and is in your chest, which is why I've been having that pain. And I was like, come again?
That's horrifying. Like,
What are
it
you
sounds
saying?
awful.
So, there's just things that I have to be careful about, like what I eat, which I've already been doing, just because, like, since I've had my gallbladder surgery, even beforehand, like, I had a lot of issues with digestion and stuff like that, and now, because I don't have a gallbladder to help with my digestion, and I have to be really careful about things that I eat, the list just got substantially bigger.
Of things that you can't eat.
Yeah, of things that I cannot
Just to
eat.
clarify.
So, yeah, and, like, my energy levels are really low, and, like, I haven't been feeling 100% since I haven't been feeling well, and, like, I don't know what happened with, like, the anesthesia or whatever, but it took me a long time to, like, kind of feel somewhat normal again. This morning, I was like, I feel really good, and then I, like, crashed, and I was like, I'm really tired.
She had, like, a half-hour window of, like, where she felt, like, super energized, and then, like, by the time, like,
finally, I'm back to normal.
yeah, by the time breakfast and everything was done, she's like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah. And, like, it's like painful to eat. Like when I eat, like I'm in a lot of pain, and like I have to really watch like the types of foods that I eat and how much I'm eating and when I'm eating. And the other stuff that I have going on with me, I have a couple autoimmune disorders because I've got really great genes in my family. So I have something called Hashimoto's disease, which is like a thyroid autoimmune disorder where your thyroid hates itself and just wants to die. So I'm on medication for that. So basically they're retesting me to see if they need to change my medication dosage for that, and they're checking a bunch of other stuff. They're checking my liver and my kidneys and I don't even know, a ton of stuff they're checking to see.
Make sure all your levels are good.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. I have another procedure that's coming up, and they're going to check my bile ducts. I don't really know what that means. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, because they said that
So-
there could possibly be like a blockage of the bile duct, so I
Yeah.
have to check that out
Like a-
somehow. I don't know how they do
Yeah,
that.
and I
but-
guess if there's like a blockage of the bile ducts, it can affect your liver and other stuff.
I think your
so-
kidneys as well, you said.
Yeah, because the nurse was like, that was giving me the results of my procedure, was like, have you had kidney stones? Have you had this? Have you had that? And I'm like, no, not that I know of. So I guess we'll find out what happens. I'm not looking forward to it because I still feel really weird and out of it since I had the first procedure, and then to have another one, I just feel
Yeah,
like I'm
it's
gonna
like
have.
in a few weeks too.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have another bout of like just not having any energy. And it's been really crappy because like there's so much stuff that I want to do and like things that I want to get done and stuff like that, but like my body's just like, yeah, no, we're just gonna.
Yeah, but like last weekend, you
Not-
spent a lot of time sleeping and resting.
Yeah. There was a good like 2 days after that I was just like basically passed out on the couch. And like even now I'm just like I'm really out of it. Like my head's kind of foggy. I'm just really tired. Like I'll fall asleep way sooner than I ever would have before. Like I feel like I'm an
You're
old
like out
person.
at you're like out at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, like it's
And-
bad. I'm like dragging during the whole day at work, and like I get home and I'm just like, I'm so tired. Like I'm like basically turning into my mom, where I'm like falling asleep like watching TV. Not cool. Love you, Mom. Sorry. But like I'm just like I'm so tired all the time, and like that's not like me. I went from like only needing like 5 hours of sleep to function to like not being able to function unless I'm like
Getting like 12.
12 to 14 hours of sleep. I'm so tired all the time, and it's awful. And I got kind of mad at him because he was watching me obviously after like I was recovering from the anesthesia and stuff like that, but he's sitting there playing Apex, and I was like mad because I was like, you're just playing Apex all day. And it's like, it's not his fault, obviously. He's got to like watch me and make sure I'm not like dying or whatever, but like I want to play, but I'm just so tired and I'm so out of it that I just like I can't. And like I don't know, like I've never really been in a place where like I felt like my body was like stopping me from doing things, and like now that I'm there, I just don't like it, and I don't know what to do. Like I've been doing a lot of research on like what foods to eat, like what's good to have, things that like vitamins I need to take. So like we went out and like got like a bunch of like vitamins that would be good for me to have, things that are going to help with digestion.
Yeah, we had to get what are they, the little, I think it's like caramel, what's it, the calcium chews?
Yeah.
We got those. We got
I got fiber gummies.
oh yeah, we got the fiber gummies because you need additional fiber. And then you're on the, what is that called, the other stuff.
The powder stuff.
Yeah, I just like brain farted. I can't think of the name of it.
So this is not recommended. This is because my doctor said that I have to take this. I have to take Miralax every day, which is basically a laxative because my body refuses to go to the bathroom. So TMI, but there you go. Basically, like, my whole digestive system is like not working correctly. And I just have to nudge it into the direction of doing what it's supposed to do. So that's been really frustrating. And I'm still like in a place where like they haven't fixed anything. Nothing that I'm taking is like helping. I'm on what is that stuff called? Omniprazole or something? It's basically a thing for reflux. Because I earlier, like back in 2009, was diagnosed with GERD, which is basically acid reflux, like a chronic acid reflux. And like it had gotten really bad, and like I was worried that there was like erosion in my esophagus and stuff like that, and my stomach is really inflamed and my esophagus is really inflamed, but that's like normal if you have that, which whatever. But things that I thought were okay to have, I can't have anymore. I can't have anything carbonated. So I used to love having like just like the carbonated water, and I can't have that anymore.
No more chocolate.
I can't have chocolate. I wasn't a huge fan of chocolate to begin with, but now that I can't have it, I really want it.
That's how it always works.
Yeah. I can't have coffee, which is detrimental to my well-being. And I used to basically survive on coffee and Red Bull, so now I can't have either.
Yeah, you can't have caffeine.
I can't have caffeine. So it's been really challenging. Like, I don't know how to feel energy anymore, because like I would get that from caffeine, and like I haven't had it in a really long time. Like, it's been months since I haven't had it, but like the last like couple weeks, like it's just gotten progressively worse, where I just feel like my energy levels are like bottomed out. So I don't know if it's my thyroid, but they're gonna check all of that stuff. I have like a huge thing of blood work that I have coming up. So they're going to check all that stuff and see where I'm at, but just is not good when your health is stopping you from like living your normal life. And I've been stressed out from other things, so that doesn't help either, but I don't know. That's where I'm at for now.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big shock, because we were not like expecting like anything like that to be going on. And basically with that hiatal hernia, hers is kind of minor, but it's something that she has to kind of keep an eye on, because if it gets worse, like it could require surgery to like repair that area.
Yeah.
And they like go in and like push it back down, and
I don't know. I think they like push your stomach back where it's supposed to be.
And then they put like some mesh or something so it doesn't pop back through the same area or something.
They have to like stitch up your diaphragm or something.
So
I don't know. And then I was like reading more about it, and like if it gets like cut off or something where the diaphragm is, like part of your stomach could die, which is probably not a good thing.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that would be a horrible thing.
Yeah, so I'm really freaked out. I get like stressed out every time I have to eat something, because I'm like worried about how it's gonna affect me.
I think that's something else, is like, I think when this was going on, you like overcompensated for your diet, and I think that's where a lot of like the tiredness came from, is like your lack of actual like sustenance.
Yeah, like I was trying to like rule out anything that could possibly like harm my digestive system, so I don't think I was getting enough nutrition. And
You bought like those noodles that had it was like, I don't know what they were called, but they're like just fillers. There's like 0-calorie noodles, and it's
I feel like that's not true though. Like nothing is 0 calories.
like, I don't understand how it's 0 calories, but that's what it says.
I feel like that's fake. But I don't know. But the things that I was eating basically had no nutrition. I was drinking a lot of Powerade, but I don't think that's enough.
No, you were eating like Jello and pudding, and
Yeah.
that was about it.
Well, they also like biopsied a bunch of stuff when I had my procedure done. So it was kind of painful to eat for a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I want to try to find like a good nutritionist to go to kind of figure out what I need to have. And then just, it's not just this, but I have like so many other like things going on. Like I have restrictions from all sorts of problems that I have. So
Yeah, there's no spicy food.
Yeah, like I can't have anything spicy, nothing fried. There's certain foods I can't have, like I can't have tomato-based anything, which I knew
And
from before.
now you're pretty much almost like gluten-free as well.
Yeah. I guess the gluten messes with your thyroid functionality too, so
Like you can have a little here and there, but overall you
I
need
don't
to like
know.
eliminate it.
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm confused because there's just so many things that I'm not supposed to have.
It's like, what are you supposed to
Nothing
eat?
like acidic.
So like no fresh like oranges or grapefruit,
Yeah,
lemons,
there's like
limes.
certain fruits I can't have. Apparently, you can't have the yolk of an egg. I used to have like hard boiled eggs and I would get super bad acid reflux, and apparently you're not supposed to eat the yellow part. Didn't know that. I don't know. Just
Well-
thought things that I thought I was doing healthy for myself ended up not being.
Yeah, but now now we know, and we're slowly trying to figure out like things that we can buy. So luckily,
Yeah.
there's a really great grocery store around here that has a lot of this kind of really restricted diet kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it helps.
Yeah. I still think I want to go and see like a nutritionist so that they can tell me specifically like what I can have and what
Yeah,
I
so
can't
you can get like
have.
your full like
So I
daily
can-
nutrients.
Yeah, so I can get enough nutrition. I think that's why I wanted to get all of those vitamins because I know I'm not getting enough nutrition right now. But I don't know. It's just kind of like a new adaptation to what I have to do. I was already on a restricted diet, and now I feel like when this first happened, like we went to the grocery store to get me some things that I can eat, and like I was looking at the back of the package for like everything, and like I nearly had like a breakdown in the store.
She's like, I can't
I
eat
was like,
anymore.
I can't eat anything, and I was like on the verge of tears, and I was like, I'm being so embarrassing right now, but I was like gonna have a breakdown because I was like, what do I do? So yeah, there's other stuff going on that I don't really want to talk about, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's special. That's what's going on with me. I guess it really makes you like realize like when something like this happens, how important your health is to what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, and that you really have to take care of yourself when you're younger so that when you get older, like you're not like not functional at all. So like there's things that if I don't really like watch myself and take care of now, like when I get older, I'm going to be in a world of trouble. So I have to make those changes now so that I'm around a little bit longer.
I think that's everybody's goal.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep. So basically, what we've decided is that we're just gonna get stuff that's like good for her to eat, and I'll pretty much eat the same. There's a few things here and there that I kind of go outside of the box, but for the most part, I eat like the same foods that she can. So it helps her through getting by without having those weird cravings of like, oh, I wish I could have that. And
Yeah. And it's nice that he's being so supportive because it's hard when there's like food in the house that I'm like, I would love to have a croissant right now and I can't have it and it's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, a chocolate chip muffin or something.
Yeah.
Like things that I can't have anymore. So we're still kind of transitioning of like letting him eat the rest of the stuff in the house that I'm not supposed to have anymore, and then transitioning things over to things that I can have. And it was kind of like that before with some of my restrictions from before, but now it's like a whole nother level. Plus I think like once I know what I can have and what's nutritional that I can have, it'll make both of us healthier in the long run. Because there's just certain things that everybody has kind of on a daily basis, but it's really not great for you.
Very
So
true.
I guess this is a good thing in the long run anyway, to kind of get to a better place physically.
And be healthy.
Yeah, and like I want to start incorporating going to the gym every day. I just haven't had the energy, and we were intending on doing that anyway, but like after like the procedure and stuff, like my energy levels were just like in the crapper, but I think like when you work out and stuff on the daily, like that helps give you energy. So I'm going to try to like push myself after I have the other procedure thing done, because I don't know how that's going to affect me, but try to go every day and try to get to a place where I feel like I have a normal amount of energy.
Yeah, I think what we were trying to do is just go for at least half an hour a day, just to get like some cardio in. And then even if like say we go out and we do like photography at like a park or something, that would just be like the replacement for the gym for that day. So as long as we're out and about and being active, like that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And I do find like when we're out doing that kind of stuff, like the last couple videos, if you've seen like us doing like our flora and fauna kind of series, I look super tired. I probably look really tired right now. But like it did kind of give me a little boost of energy to like be out there doing something I really enjoyed doing. I can't do it as long as I would like to, because I just like get really tired and like just don't feel great and stuff like that. But I think it's good for me to still like push myself to go and do those things, because like the longer you just kind of sit down and don't do anything, like that's the worse that it is for you, and it's going to be harder to like get out of that.
Yeah, it's just gonna make it like harder and harder to overcome that like initial push of like just getting out there. We were actually out yesterday, even
Yeah.
though it was super windy.
Yeah,
And it was a little cold. It was a little on the cold side, but it was super exciting. I mean, we went to somewhere new. We'll put the video up next week or the week after. We haven't decided yet. There might be something
coming up in between.
in between.
Yeah.
But it was a new area and we weren't really sure what to expect. The first part of that new area was kind of, what do I have?
Got a little hair.
Oh.
I get it. Hold on. There
Oh.
it goes. Sorry.
The first part of the new area was kind of underwhelming. We didn't see basically anything there. But then we went and drove off to another part of it, and it was a lot better. So.
Yeah, and there's other parts I think that we still haven't explored yet.
Yes,
It's
there
a
are.
new place,
Yeah.
so plus it's still early in the season, so I think like once it starts getting a little bit nicer, we can try that park again and see what it has to offer. But it's nice to find like new places, and we were out there for a while, but like there was like when we ended up leaving, I was just like, I don't feel good, like we gotta go. Or usually I would have just like, trekked on a little bit longer, but like I really wasn't feeling well. So I don't know. I just feel like it's frustrating for me. Like we wanted to stream on Friday and like
Yeah.
I just passed out. Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah, she was out cold.
Yeah. And like I feel like I'm holding us back in a lot of ways because I'm not feeling well. And it stresses me out, which makes me in turn not feel well also. So it's like it's
an endless cycle
yeah,
of not feeling well.
it's not a good cycle. But hopefully like once we get a full picture of what's going on and I can get on the right treatments and stuff like that, I can kind of just push myself to do what I need to do to try to feel functional and then try to start getting back to normal-ish. So at least I know why it's been bothering me. I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. I don't like the answer, but...
Yeah, so she's just gotta take it easy. Like, no more, like, lifting heavy things or pushing couches around the living room, rearranging the living room.
It's really frustrating because I really like rearranging stuff.
Yeah, well, I can push stuff around for you. I got you.
Okay.
So none of that. Like, we were, like, looking at like vacation options as well and like for later this year, and we were thinking like theme parks, and now maybe that might not be the best option because I don't feel like
I feel like the inertia will keep things in place. It should be fine.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that might be kind of iffy. That's something we got to talk to the doctor about and see if that would impact that kind of vacation. But
Yeah.
that was just one of the options that we were kind of discussing. But so we got to see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. What else should we talk about? Should we talk about you?
Me? Okay.
What's your problem?
My problem? Which problem? My lactose intolerance?
I mean, you can talk about that if you want.
Yeah, so this stems back from quite a while. When I was a kid growing up, I never knew why I didn't feel good. Like, it never clicked why I didn't feel good versus, like, what I was eating. Like, when you're a kid, you don't know better. Like, you don't put two and two together. It took, like, many, many, many years. Like, it was, like, in my, like, 20s before I figured out, like, I can't have milk. And my parents, like, always used to get, like, 2% milk. And they're like, you have to have milk with dinner. And it's just like, yeah, that's not good. That's not a good combination if you're lactose intolerant. And then the one time I remember I wasn't feeling well. And I was like, Dad, can I have ice cream? He's like, yeah. And I was like dying after that. I was like, I wasn't feeling well to begin with. And then I had ice cream on top of that. And I was just like, well, that's the end of me for that day.
Yeah.
It's just not a good combination.
I'm convinced that it's more than just lactose intolerance with you, though.
Yeah, she thinks I have IBS.
Irritable bowel syndrome. I'm fairly certain.
I've never been diagnosed, but I probably should bring it up with the doctor.
There's enough digestive issues in my family that I feel like I can recognize. Like, there's times where...
This is so embarrassing.
Well, you brought up the Miralax for me, so here we go. It's all getting aired out now.
Oh, man.
We basically have the opposite issue. My body will not let anything go, and his body just wants to shoot everything everywhere.
Oh, my God. I'm dying.
Even when there's no milk involved, like, there's just times where, like, he'll get this, like look of terror on his face, and I was like, oh, no.
Like, we'll be out somewhere, like, after we, like, eat out at, like, a restaurant. I'm like, we gotta go home, like, right now.
We gotta go.
And she thinks I'm joking. I'm like, no, we gotta go. Like, I need to be home, like, at this minute.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I feel like there's more going on.
Yeah.
Than just the lactose.
Oh, my God.
issues.
The most embarrassing time was when we were doing, like, a Friendsgiving. I had to run to their bathroom like 3 different times. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, so.
If he disappears for long periods of time on a holiday, we know what's going on.
Yeah. Luckily for the lactose thing, I've discovered within the past like year and a half, like they make lactate pills or something. I don't know what they're actually called. I think that's what they're called. But they help with the digestion of like the lactose in milk.
Yeah.
So those tend to help for the most part, but there's still a few times where it's kind of like, I don't know if it really works.
Yeah.
But majority of times it does help.
Yeah. And like with my stuff, I never really had a huge issue with dairy. Sometimes it bothers me, but apparently I'm supposed to only have fat-free or like 1% dairy. So I guess that'll help both of us, because we do like the almond milk.
Yes.
Mostly.
It's so good.
And then like for other stuff, we'll like look for like the fat-free cheeses, or we'll look for like, I don't know what else, like yogurt. Like there's like the almond yogurt.
Oh yeah, they have almond yogurt they just started carrying pretty recently. Oh, that's, I mean, did I say milk? Did I say milk or yogurt?
Yogurt. You said almond yogurt.
Okay, because I thought I said yogurt, but then I was like, maybe I said milk. I was like,
No, it's almond
but either way, we
yogurt.
get almond milk and almond yogurt, and they're both really good.
And like, if you can find like fat-free, like sour cream and stuff like that, cream cheese, whatever. There's options out there. And like before, like I couldn't have like anything like tomato based and stuff like that, so I found alternatives for that. So now it's just gonna be like that whole thing over again, and just kind of finding alternatives for different things that you want to have. There's just some things that are going to be off the table from now on, but I'll survive. I'll figure it out. But I guess that's, you know, just a thing you gotta make changes with so you feel better and you last a little bit longer.
Yeah, and you feel better day to day as well.
Yeah.
Because milk really does a number on me.
Yeah. There's quite a few people in my family that have like these digestive issues, and it probably would get better if they were careful about what they would eat, but they don't, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and I don't want to be in that same boat. I'd rather sacrifice certain foods than my health. So
Yeah.
just gonna see what happens with that, and then if we find out people are interested in that kind of stuff, and as I like find solutions and different recipes and alternatives and stuff, I'd be happy to share it. Or if anybody out there has these types of issues and can share stuff with me, please do. Because it's very new and like I don't really know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah, we're just kind of trying things and seeing how it works. But other than that, we don't really know for sure.
Yeah, I have to like kind of keep like a food journal and stuff like that to see like what's been okay, what I've had issues with, and just kind of keep track of those kinds of things. And you know, what else? I think just also besides like the digestive stuff, just like as we get older, like we're a little bit more conscious about our health and like what we need to do now to make sure that we're good as we age. Just like seeing people in like our personal lives that really take care of themselves and have taken care of themselves over the years versus people that have a lot of vices like drinking, smoking, and things like that, and like the differences in their health from those things really makes you like realize how important it is to really take care of your body now, so that when you get older, you're in a better place. So this was just kind of, I guess, like a early wake-up call kind of thing. So.
Yeah. So we also recently went out and got some things to support our new endeavor of working out more. I got a nice pair of sneakers, so it's going to be much better because I didn't really have proper foot attire when we went to work out, and I was running into a really odd issue where like it was like my toe was like kind of like falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? It was, am I like dying or something? And she's like, no, that happened to me too. It's just your footwear. I was like, I think I need new shoes then.
Yeah, like when I first started working out, I was like wearing Converse to the gym, which is not a great idea. So like you need actual like gym shoes to support you as you're like, you know, pounding away on the heels of your foot and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been very like health conscious for a while. There's things where sometimes I'll kind of push it aside because there's things that I wanted to eat that I was like, this probably isn't the best, but I'm gonna have to, I just like want, you know, chicken wings or whatever it is.
Speaking of chicken wings, you didn't know that they were deep fried.
Yeah, I thought that they were just like baked. I don't know. The pizza's baked.
Pizza's baked. Wings are fried. That's how they get that crispy skin.
Some of them are baked. They bake chicken wings, don't they? Chicken's baked.
Some chicken is baked. Not chicken wings.
So can't do chicken wings anymore unless I make them like at home. And obviously without any like hot sauce or anything.
We could grill them.
That'd be good.
In the summer.
Can't have barbecue either because that's tomato based. What was I saying before that?
I don't know. I'm sorry I disrupted you.
I just brain farted. What was I saying? Oh, there's like times where I would ignore like what would be healthy just because I wanted to indulge or whatever, and I don't think I can really do that anymore. But like years ago, like when I first got diagnosed with like my thyroid stuff, I had gained a ton of weight. Like I was way overweight and like was not doing well. It got to the point where like they had me on like metformin, and if people don't know what that is, it's basically like pre-diabetic medication. So like I got really sick, I got really unhealthy and stuff, and like I was like I'm either going to start living or I'm going to start dying. So I had to kind of take it into my own hands and like kind of slowly decided like I just need to start eating healthy. I need to start going to the gym every day. And like I lost a ton of weight and got myself back to a place where I was doing a lot better. And still obviously will have my thyroid issue like lifelong. And I'm on like, I was on the right medications. I might have to get it reevaluated at this point. But just losing the weight and like starting to eat healthier got me off of all of those medications that I was on. So it's super important if you can try to like live a healthy lifestyle. That's going to stop you from having to get all these extra medications and all of these other complications, because if I had stayed on that path, I would have probably gotten like full-blown diabetes and been in like a really bad place. And like it's always been in my mind that like you only have like one body, so like you have to like make sure that you're making the right choices so that you don't get impacted like long term for some of this stuff. So here's part 2, I guess.
Yes. Wake up call number 2.
So yeah.
So we got a lot of things that we're still trying to work out and figure out all the details too, but we're definitely on the right path.
I don't know what else to say about it. I feel like I'm really lucky that I have a partner that's so supportive of me, and
Me?
yeah, that's there for me for a lot of the stuff.
Thank you.
Not like my family's great, but like I think that they downplay everything, and
Yes.
everybody's like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. That's nothing, whatever." And I'm like,
It's kind of a big deal.
Like, I don't
mean,
feel
I don't
like-
think, obviously, I mean, if I've never heard of this, like, this kind of, like, I don't even know what you call it, like, scenario. Like, I've never heard of this scenario of your stomach pushing through, like, your diaphragm. Like, that's not a common thing.
I mean, it might be. I've personally not heard of it, but
Yeah, but I mean, in the realm of, like, my existence, I don't think it's common. Like, I've never heard of it.
yeah, I probably should have heard of it just because there are so many issues in my family, but this was a new one for me. And I think like my family got confused with like a normal hernia and this. I mean, I don't know, but like either way, like
Either way, it's still not good.
yeah, it's something that's definitely going to impact me for a long time. But I think like you just have to really be your own advocate and do what you need to do to make sure that you're healthy, and following up with the physicians to make sure that they're like really taking into account what you need as a patient and what you need to feel good. Right now I'm not there because I just feel so fatigued all the time. But I'm hopeful that after all the blood work is done and this second procedure is done and everything, I'll have like a better baseline of like what I need to do and find a good nutritionist and then kind of go from there. But a lot of the times I think people really rely on medical professionals to tell them what to do and for their families to kind of guide them on what to do, and you really can't do that. You have to do your own research. Don't freak yourself out by some of the stuff that you see out there, but like be diligent. If there's things that you think that need to be checked, ask for them to be checked. And a lot of people in the medical profession are in their own area of expertise and don't look at the person holistically, so you have to be that person. You have to say, okay, I have this, 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 and this. You're only looking at this piece. Like, how do we find something that's going to look at all of the issues that are wrong with me so that we can figure it out? And I've ran into that before because I also have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and a lot of the symptoms from that and Hashimoto's are the same. So it was hard for me to figure out, like, are these symptoms coming from my Hashimoto's or are they coming from the PCOS? And like, it was kind of on me to kind of figure those things out. So yeah, you just have to be your own advocate and kind of figure it out on your own, and like, don't get discouraged. Just does this make me feel good? Does this make me feel worse? And just kind of track like your own diet, your own physical activity, stuff like that, and then bring that to a medical professional if you think that you need help in a certain area. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, communication is definitely key when you're trying to relay like all this to somebody else, and like the more you can offer, the better chances of them discovering what it is.
Mm-hmm. And just track things, like if you've got questions about stuff, write it down.
Yeah, that's important, because sometimes like you'll like try to remember it, and then you actually at your like appointment talking to the doctor, and then you're like, I don't remember what I was gonna ask. So
Yeah.
as soon as you have that question, just write it down, just put it in your phone, just under a note or anything like that.
Yeah. And like that's why I want to try to keep like a food journal, and like maybe just a daily journal of like where my energy levels are and stuff like that, and like what vitamins I took that day or what I ate that day, or like what's different about from day to day, so that you can kind of trend things out, so it'll give the doctor a better picture of like what might be going on. Especially if you have multiple things that are impacting you, it's hard to kind of pinpoint like where your symptoms are coming from. So I just got a really lucky hand, you know. I'm blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Stop it.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It could definitely be worse. There was like a period of time where I was really concerned that I had like cancer, because like I couldn't keep food down, and like it was just bad, and like I was getting like the pain in my sternum, and then pain like in my esophagus, and I was having trouble swallowing and all this other stuff. So I was like really worried like that was what was going on. So this isn't great news, but it's a lot better than what it could have been. So
Yeah, and plus like when you're checking like WebMD and stuff like that, like all those symptoms, like it like one of the options is cancer. And like it's kind of really terrifying to see that.
yeah, and I mean, with what's wrong with me, it could absolutely lead to getting cancer just because of the constant inflammation and
Yeah,
the constant,
like the stomach acid going up
the
your
constant
esophagus.
reflux and all of that stuff could absolutely give me cancer, and it does run in the family too. So I have to be very careful about what I do going forward, so that I don't increase my risks of that. So, you know, it is what it is. You just gotta try to stay positive and do what you can to get better. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that is wrong with us, your mindset will affect a lot of it. Like when you feel really like down about it and really stressed out about it and depressed about it, it's not going to help your symptoms. If you're a little bit more positive and you're more willing to try different things, the outcomes will a lot of the times be better. Not always, but it can definitely impact how you feel. So I'm trying to stay positive and stay awake.
It's not your bedtime yet. It's still early.
I know. I think the energy thing is what's really bothering me the most. Like, I'm just so tired, and that's not like me. Because I'm always like, go, 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 go. And, like, for me to, like, not feel energy is...
I think that's kind of how I always feel.
Well, you've been awake more than me.
I know. But, like, overall, like, sometimes it's just, like, how I feel. It's just, like, I don't have any energy to do anything.
Yeah.
But...
I don't like it.
yeah, it just happens sometimes.
I'm not a fan.
I don't think I'm a fan either.
So, I guess
yeah, I think that kind of wraps
that's
that one
about
up.
it.
Yeah, so
That's the update. Sorry if it was too much information, but
it's just stuff that we wanted to kind of just talk about and just
talk
put it out there.
about,
And
share. If you guys have advice for me or anything, please like message us on Twitter or something.
yeah, you can message us at Unbounded Artist on Twitter or Tealfish Studio on Twitter, or just leave a comment on YouTube.
Yeah. Then I guess we'll just see what happens. And I'll keep you in the loop. Maybe I'll find some delicious recipes.
Maybe she'll have to create her own.
I'm probably gonna have to create my own.
They do have a lot of gluten-free like ingredients. I did notice that. Like they have gluten-free like flour. They have like gluten-free breadcrumbs. They got like all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean it's good. The only thing that I notice is a lot of the gluten-free stuff is very high in caloric. Like the calories are just like astronomical and stuff like that, and not that that's a terrible thing, but like I don't want to get to a place where I'm like gaining tons and tons of weight because I have to eat a certain way. I don't know, it's just kind of be like a balance of trying to figure things out. And then there's other alternatives, like instead of doing like the gluten-free flour and stuff, like I saw that like we tried it, the pizza crust made out of
cauliflower.
the cauliflower.
Yeah.
I was gonna say broccoli. That's not right.
No, that would be awful.
That would not
well,
be
I mean,
good.
maybe not.
Maybe
I mean,
not, because broccoli and cheese is pretty good.
Yeah, so depending, it could be good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should patent that, because everything that we discover and think of, somebody else puts out eventually. True, very true.
Yeah.
That could be another podcast.
Yeah.
I'm a little salty.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that'll be a whole nother thing. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like there's certain things that like, yes, there's options for it, but are the options actually healthy or not so much? So like, I don't want to just be like, oh, this is gluten-free and just eat it and like not think about it. Like I want to make sure that it's healthy all the way around, like nutrition wise and like weight wise and like all of that kind of stuff. So, yep. I'll let you guys know what happens.
Yep, we'll keep you updated. So we just want to say thank you for watching or listening. If you, like we said earlier, if you have any comments, let us know at Unbounded Artist on Twitter or in the comments on YouTube.
Or any questions or anything too. We're kind of open books, so let us know. But yeah, thanks again for listening, and until next time, may your artistry always be unbounded. Bye.
Bye.